Happy Sunday to everybody. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Captain Jack here. And literally, like the title says, and hopefully we get some more people here to watch. We'll see. I can only be so lucky because I am coming to you live after a weekend of hanging out with my classmates from won't say how old I am, but a reunion. And if we get some people that are actually there to actually that were there, and we might get some because I actually had a chance to talk to them from the class of pardon me. I'm not upset about or afraid to say how old I am, but it was starting with driving from right after work on Friday from Tampa to Orlando, went right into the event, and it's fantastic to see people. And again, I know that there are people that they don't want to have anything to do with the former memories of high school. And I think that maybe as the older you get, maybe it's one of those things where you look back and you see things that maybe if you weren't as hard pressed or negative, it gets better. And I mean, and it not even necessarily if you were people that you might not have even had to graduate, but it's a good thing. Cool Kevin here. Thank you for that. I'm gonna show that. Salute to you. Anna Diaz, permission to come aboard granted. Thank you. And she says salute to everybody. I appreciate that. Jared's in here. Jared, did you fix your phone yet? Jared, I was talking to people this weekend, and I said, hey, it's not just a Raider show. It's not just a Raider show. It's a show where I have fans from other teams come in, and there's this one guy, and I even specifically said, I said he comes in from Pittsburgh, and he gives me the Pittsburgh report, and I want to have the Pittsburgh report, but I'm hoping that you have your phone fixed. Because again, it's not like you need to do the camera. You don't have to do the camera. But I was just going to ask you, I imagine, and this is obviously letting the cat out of the bag here, I guess Brooks Koepka had won the PGA Championship today. Now, what were they talking about when I saw the little things on Facebook where it's like viewers greatly pissed off at CBS's coverage of the PGA Tour? I know it's clickbait. I know it's clickbait, which is why I don't click it, because anybody that has a false or misleading advertisement like that, I'd love to do it. So, but I am going to tell you this, there, Jared, because I am in my backup studios, and I told this before. This is my laptop. That is my camera that's on a weird angle, which is why you see all the crap behind me. I didn't get a chance to clean it up, and I know I said I would try to, but I got home late. I went and got my computer, which was fixed, but when I went to pick it up, it wasn't fixed. It was kind of, and then they said, hey, roll around in here, and I did, and I'm like, dude, this isn't here, and this isn't here, and this isn't here, so pardon me. Still got the friggin' COVID cough. 1 second, folks. I got to mute myself. Why is it that, you always have a COVID cough? Anyway, because I'm not on my wow, look at the but on her. Wait a second. Instagram, of course. Because there's nothing else to look at, right? But anyway, because I don't have my regular setup, I will be able to put my phone close to my microphone. So what I will do is this. Let me put the sound up. And we're going to turn, because I know that Jared has a bunch of things to talk about that would enlighten us as to the PGA tournament. One highlight of the tournament, a guy made an ace on par 3. The black guy on number 15, he didn't even know he had a hole in one. Oh, wow. Okay. That's cool. That's cool. Okay. Yeah, so drink some honey. Yeah. I got the honey lemon iced tea, which I normally drink, right? So I will get some honey lime. Thanks, Kev. And Jared always shines, Jake. It's like, is your time to shine? Well, he does. It's rained up there. I'm surprised they were able. Yeah, okay. And again, from Friday night on, other than I went to Applebee's at the I think there was like 3 minutes to go in the Celtics Heat game. I'm watching game 3 now. Miami up 39-30 at home in Miami. Did they get a basket? No, I guess they didn't. So, yeah, oh, no, they did. 41-30, so 8-18 left in the second. I know this might piss Xavier off because Xavier's a Boston fan. Oh, nice tip in. Nice tip rebound for 2. So Boston down 9. But, you know, I saw the very end of that, like 2 minutes to go on that. And one of my friends who's a big Boston fan, I know she was upset. But, you know, they said, oh, whoa, look at that. Who was that? I don't know who that was, but rocked the rim, and Allie and the guy ooped it and stuffed it, and then an air ball for 3. Heat ball. Okay, who is this? Oh, Adebayo? Yeah, Bam, baby. Bam did, baby. Bam Adebayo on an oop. It was wonderful. Wonderful. So what I did was, Jared, if you want to pop in, my phone will be here, so I'll put it, and hopefully we'll see. You guys can hear me. I take it, so that's good. Jared, go ahead and call in regular. Fix your phone now, please. Fix your phone, and we'll see if anybody will. So Jared knows the number. I'm not going to put it up. Jared knows the number. I'm going to put it here. Then we'll have the phone. Be good to go. Jared, let me know. Oh, Jimmy Buckets is smiling ear to ear on that one. I think some of the comments made by some of the golfers kind of irk some people. Okay. Is that what it was? Wild Turkey's good. Good to see that, Wild Turkey. Anna's watching NASCAR. I need to drink some lime. And yeah, Jared's time show was dry and sunny today in New York, and same in Pittsburgh. Did play golf. Good. Panthers are 2-0, and the Golden Knights are now 2-0. What did you get at Applebee's? I got, and this is amazing. I was hungry, but I didn't want a whole bunch to eat at the end of the night. So I went and got, you have like little cinnamon buns with dip sauce. So I ate half of them, and then I put the other half in a to-go box. I figured I would eat it for breakfast on Saturday, right? So somewhere between the table and my truck, which was parked in the very first space, the handicap space, somewhere between there, the table, and my truck, I don't know where it went. And I went back into the restaurant, and I went to the waitress, and I said, hey, did I leave it? And they said no. So I'm looking around. So I looked at the parking space, looked at the sidewalk. I looked at in and around my truck because it was dark. So I had a half, and they were good, by the way. That's why I wanted to eat half of them, and then have the other half the next day. I don't know where they went. Yeah, they do make a decent burger. Yeah. So yeah, there you go, Gay. That's why, and they were good. I'll have it again. We got to call Dr. J and the fish that saved Pittsburgh. Okay. Jokic, yeah. Sebastian, good to see you, brother. The buns are always good. And they do make a decent burger. Okay. Jared, if you want to call in regular, I'll put my phone up to the mic. Because again, I'm playing from behind. I have my backup system on. I didn't want to like blow off this day because again, I've been busy all weekend. I've been on my other Facebook account, my personal Facebook account. Normally I'm on my Captain Jack one. So I was on my personal Facebook account because that's where I was hanging out with all of the people from high school. And again, now we've been going back to high school. Wonderful to see everybody. Wonderful to see everybody. And it's, you get the memories, and it's just like when you, and it's like when you get together with your crowd, it can be 10 years or 20 years or 30 years or 40 years. You get with your friends and you get the clicks, and, it was fun because like I said, I saw my friends from student council. We got a big picture for all the student, like not all of them, but a bunch of student council people. And then, I got a picture in the middle of like 4 cheerleaders because I always love these girls. Very, very wonderful. And we are broadcasting on my personal Facebook. So hopefully we get some people to pop in. And we have other people who met, but it was fun. It was fun. That's why I didn't know what was going on in sports. Why? Because the inner relationships that you have with friends that are special make a weekend. Matt's in here without Adams, Jacobs, Renfro. I don't even want to know what. Well, why would Adams not be there? Jacobs, I can understand. Renfro, I can understand. I'm going to put this up. Adams made comments. He said he's not digging what's going on or the direction of the team. He can have those thoughts because he's never played with Jimmy G. And I keep telling people, ask me when I saw the Raider hat, they said, "Hey, how do you think we're going to do?" I said, "We keep Jimmy G upright. I think we'll be okay." And then, that's, what? Who is that? Is that Adebayo? Yeah, it is. Adebayo with a rim rocker, baby. Miami up by 15, 6 minutes, 40 seconds left. Oh, and a steal. Was that buckets? Nope. In the paint, outside shot for 3 is good. Oh my goodness. And Miami is looking like they're going to just, well, I don't want to jinx. But Miami looks solid. Without it. How about what happened at the Preakness? Crazy and sad, but again, Jared, I didn't see it. I didn't see the Preakness. So like I said, that's why the title of the comment is Catch Me Up. I'll talk. We'll talk. That's why y'all are here. Hey, Jared, call. Call, Jared. I want to hear what happened at the Preakness. I want to hear what happened at the PGA. And anybody else out there, call. Gabe, call. I want to hear about what you got. Okay, coming on now. Good. I got my phone ready. There we go.
For Jared D. Diggeroloma. To accept, press 1. To send a...
There we go. Jared, how you doing, brother? I got the phone up to the microphone. Hopefully we should be able to hear you. Check, 1, 2. What you got, brother?
Oh, not much. Yeah, it was a wild day at the PGA. I mean, Brooks Koepka held off Victor Hoffman and Scotty Scheffler, Bryson DeChambeau, however, and is $3.1 million richer. Let's just say he shot a 67 today, Hoffman 68, Scheffler 65. But yeah, the big story, like I said, was that guy I mentioned, however, who had a hole-in-one, Michael Block. He tied for 15th, however. I mean, he's, I guess, a pro or whatever. His story, he made an ace on the 15th hole. He didn't even know he knocked the ball into the hole until Rory McIlroy came up and hugged him. He's like, why is Rory hugging me, however? And then he realized, however, holy crap, I made a hole in one, and the place just went ape.
Nice.
It was crazy. It was, but, yeah. And I just watched the end of the Mets just now. The Mets beat the Tribe right now, 2-1 just now, however, at Citi Field.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm watching Game 3, Boston Miami right now. It's exciting.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah, but it was crazy. Getting back to what I was saying about the Preakness history, what happened at Pimlico. Apparently, Bob Belford was back on the thing. However, the favorite, however, have in meltdown. However, buckled forward. However, during the sixth race, I guess before the Preakness started. However, and basically threw the jockey off. However, and as a result, however, the horse's left leg was inoperable and unfortunately had to be euthanized, however, which is very sad.
Yeah, that's a shame.
The guy who got hit was conscious and taken to Sinai Hospital for evaluation, complaining of leg pain, however, and was attended by medical personnel for several minutes before being put on a stretcher. It was quite scary, shall we say.
Well, I'm glad that the jockey was okay. It's a shame that you have to euthanize beautiful animals, and horses are beautiful animals. And the euthanize them, and then because again, I think it was 2 weeks ago during the Kentucky Derby, they said that there was at least 6 or 7 horses that were euthanized within like a week.
One. Actually, it's now up to 9 now, believe it or not. Another horse died yesterday after being injured following the race at Churchill Downs. They get the 9th fatality. Apparently, Swanson Lake was pulled up by jockey James Brown yesterday about 100 yards past the finish line after placing 4th, and she was banned off the track. Believe it or not, this is the 9th one, believe it or not, in the last, literally 3 weeks. This is scary. This is very scary.
Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing, though. Remember how, and again, I'm not saying this as just to be, to be controversial, but remember how when steroids will actually make people's they'll get the muscles great, but the tendons stretch, and there's a lot of injuries from steroid users, where the tendons are not as strong and elastic as they could be, and they break. So is it possible that this is one of those other side effects from juiced horses, and they're breaking things, and that's why they have to be euthanized?
Well, Cool Kev said, Belford definitely got some heat. Yeah, he did. But the funny thing is, this was his first race in 2 years, believe it or not, after returning from a suspension from what happened with Medina Spirit. And, of course, he was not able to enter horses this year or last year in the Derby. He also could not have any in the Preakness or Belmont because of a 3-month ban in Kentucky, respected by Maryland, New York. And it says here, one of his horses, Howard, won an earlier race, Arabian Lion. However, he was also set to Sound National Treasure in the Preakness, however. But the Panamanian, however, like I said, was supposed to ride the top contender in the Preakness first mission, but that horse was scratched on the advice, however, because of an issue with his left hind ankle. So apparently, like I said, I'm not into horse racing that much, but usually I follow the Derby and these other two, and these are the only ones I do follow during the year. But other than that, but yeah, when I saw what happened with the jockey yesterday, my friend told me about it last night because I was at going to a bonfire last night down the street from my house, however. And my friend called me and told me, "Did you watch the Preakness?" And I said, "No, I forgot it was on." He said, "You didn't hear what happened?" I said, "No." And then he told me the whole thing. Like, well, because we were watching the PGA. Me and my dad were watching the PGA during dinner. And that's when he told me after dinner about what happened at the Preakness. And my jaw just hit the floor. And he's like, "What's wrong?" And he's like, "You'll never guess what happened." I told my dad. He's like, "You're kidding me." I said, "No." He's like, "Holy cow." I said, "Yeah, pretty wild." But I wasn't at the bonfire for very long. Like I said, I had to play golf this morning. I didn't play my best round, so I played okay. But
I did read the comment that you were out there and you played like crap. But you know what? A good day that you golf is better than a day that you don't.
Exactly. And so, like I said, I came home early from the bonfire. And then, like I said, about 10 to 11 o'clock, I put a movie on and ended up watching Every Which Way But Loose with Clint Eastwood and Clyde the Chimp, however. So I needed a lap to follow a late-night movie, Saturday night movie, and that was perfect enough for me.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting week. Like I said, We got, like you said, the NBA Finals going on right now. Vegas won today. However, they're now going back up to Dallas 2-0 with a nice win today. Florida right now seems like they're the real McCoy. However, they're beating Carolina at their own game, and Carolina's got to find a way to wake up. And if the Heat win tonight, however, you might as well just sweep out the Celtics. But I'm kind of a little down on my Lakers. I mean, I got to give Denver credit. I did not think Denver was going to go up 3-0 on them like this, but Denver has just been sticking it to them time and time again, and they did so again last night in LA. And I just hate to say it, but I think they're going to bring out the brooms tomorrow night and sweep out LA. And this will be the first time I think Denver's been in the finals in a long, long time. So I got to tip my cap to the Nuggets on this one.
I was going to say now, wasn't the last time the Nuggets were in the finals, I think, with Dan Issel, and that really he had a great score. Was it Kareem? Not Kareem. It was in like the late 70s, early 80s. I think was like the last time.
Yes, that sounds right. That sounds right to me. I'm pulling it up right now to see when their last appearance was. But yeah, I think it's been since maybe, I'm guessing, like 77, 78, around that time, maybe, possibly. It's been a long time. So, yeah, the city of Denver's got to be very, very happy. I mean, like I said, you got Jokic, who's just been playing out of control. And, of course, I mean, he still feels that, in his eyes, he got cheated out of the MVP over in England, however. But this has been his series. I mean, they've knocked out the Suns. They've knocked out the Lakers. I mean, they've made their mission to just go through everybody. And like I said, if they go up against Miami in the final, it's going to be an interesting, pretty good final, I feel.
Actually, that would be. Now, who do you got in that? If it is the Heat versus Denver, who do you got?
The Heat have been playing unbelievably good, and you've got to give them credit. I mean, yeah, okay, you beat the Knicks. Yes, you beat Boston. You also beat Milwaukee and Giannis, however. I'm back from a big deficit. I want to say the Heat and Jimmy Butler have been really just basically melting everyone in their path, but right now it seems the Mile High City needs a little magic in their bag. I'm going to go crazy here. I'm calling nuts. I'm going to pick the Nuggets in 6, I think the Nuggets could pull off a big upset here in 6.
Okay, hey, Jared, and stay in the comments section for this. Ed Winchell says that Denver's never been in the finals. I thought that maybe in the late 70s, they were 70s, early 80s, and I know it was Dan Issel played on that team, and it wasn't Kareem, of course, but it was another a big time 70s older player where the Nuggets was like his third or fourth team.
No, Eddie was right. I'm looking at the wrong thing. They made it to the conference semifinals in 77, 78, and 84, 85. They made it to the conference final. 2008, 2009, they lost, however. 2019, 2020, however, like I said, after being, let's just say, the last time they won was in 77, 78. So you were right in the conference, but they have never been to an NBA final yet. Okay. And like I said, it's been a magic ride for them, shall I say.
Yeah, and I wish I could remember the guy that was that big. It was Dan Issel and this guy was their team. And they had people coming. I'll know it as soon as you say the name.
Yeah, let me take a look here real quick. I'll Google it right now. Nuggets, 1978. Okay, let me take a look here. Okay, 77, 78. Hold on, I had the wrong year.
Yeah, because this guy I think used to play for Alex English. There you go. That was it, Alex English. But there was still another guy. I remember Alex English and Dan Issel, but there was like another guy whose name escapes me that was like a sixth man. That was like he played for the Knicks.
Well, they had, let's see, I'm looking at the roster from that year, 77, 78. You had Matt Calvin, Norm Cook, Bo Ellis. You had mentioned Issel, Jim Price, Ralph Simpson, Robert Smith, David Thompson, David Teeny-Weeny Thompson. Maybe you're thinking of maybe. Possibly.
It was Thompson, but there was a sixth. There was the sixth player.
And do you remember what college he was? I'm looking at the roster. Lagarde, however, Anthony Roberts, Robert Smith, John Phillips, Jim Town, Willie Highland, Saunders. Well, Saunders went to Florida. LeGray went to Carolina. Roberts went to Oral Roberts. Smith went to UNLV. Jimtown went to Massachusetts Amherst. Alabama State was really high. And like I said, the Nuggets that year finished 4 games ahead of Milwaukee. And the funny thing is, they won 33 out of 41 games at home that year. They weren't that great away from Denver, but at home, they were unstoppable at 33-8. They finished 10 games behind Portland that year. The number 2 seed, believe it.
Yeah, I'll try to. I mean, it was, and it might not have been the year that they had said, but I am remembering that it was an older player that the Nuggets had, and that he was like a former Knick, and he had bounced around. I'll try, but yeah, I remember David Thompson. I remember Alex English, and obviously Dan Issel.
The only reason why I remember Thompson is how I know he had an interesting career, because I remember in '74. If you remember, I mean, like I said, he's 68, and I remember it now. But the thing about Thompson, I remember here when I was a kid, I remember watching an old basketball film with him, is the year, however, he was at NC State, however, and that was the year they stopped John Wooden, however, because Wooden in the 70s, of course, was so dominant. That was Bill Walden last year at UCLA, and of course, the following year, Wooden was retired in 75. But they had a chance to go 4-4 in the early 70s, however, and they ended up going 71, 72, 73, and 75.
Yeah.
Because 72 they beat Florida State, and of course that was actually the year after Denny Crum had left. However, John Wood, may he rest in peace after what he passed last week.
Right.
But Crum was an assistant to Wooden, if you remember, and then went to Louisville and coached at Louisville after that.
Yeah, I remember Denny Crum too. Hey, I got Gabe that's backstage there, Jared. But like I said, fix your phone, because again,
I'm working on it.
The only reason why is because I got my backup microphone over here, and it's right next to it, so it works out that way well. But it doesn't work on the microphone I have over here on the normal set. So if you can get it squared away, like I said, I can give a rat's patoot about the camera, but I definitely need to make sure your audio is working. And when we get that squared away, coming in will be really awesome.
No problem. I'll be in touch.
All right, brother. Take care. Thanks for coming in.
Right there.
All right. That's Jared, man. Good to hear from Jared. Yeah, I remember Kiki Vandeweghe. I remember him. Damon Barnett. Yeah. Damon Barnett. That's a couple days ago. Used to play for the Knicks and Nuggets. I see what you're saying. Yeah, but that's not who I was thinking of. It's a black guy. And Kiki is definitely not black. Anyway, but thanks for trying to find that, Kev. And maybe I have the wrong. This guy I'm thinking of was like an all-star in the 70s. All-star in the 70s, and he just was. It was him and Dan Issel were the team, and Alex English came in, and that was before Alex was Alex English. Nice shot. Oh, he did no. Halftime score, Miami up, was it 15, 46, 56? Yeah, Miami's up 15 points over Boston, 61-56 halftime. Jimmy Buckets is talking to the ref. He said, dude, on that last shot, he didn't call it. Anyway, it's going to bug me, though. It's going to bug me. But, yeah, we're going to bring Gabe is like, Cap, shut up. He's like, because he's waiting, and I'm going to get him on. So without further ado, we got Gabe. Gabe, how you doing tonight? What's going on? What is the latest and greatest in sports your way?
Well, Captain, I'm doing pretty good. I got final 2 weeks-ish of school. Finals are right around the corner. Doing sports-wise, though, Yankees are back. Not back, but they're better than they were.
That's good.
Ever since Aaron Judge came back, we've been back on top. Or not on top, but we've been back winning. We sweeped. We had our first sweep of the season, and we DFA'd Aaron Hicks, which I was really happy about. So,
okay.
I think the Yankees, Aaron Judge, he's not the whole team, but he provides a spark to the roster.
He is the captain. I mean, he's not the captain, but he's the present captain.
Right.
And that means a lot. When you're the captain of the Yankees, that's a lot of responsibility and a lot that's on you. You got And by the way, I got to try to find this as well. It was the uncivil war. They were talking about the Yankees and Dodgers, and it was on ESPN the other night. And right after, and I didn't get it. I was tired, so I turned it on for a minute. I wanted to watch. I'm like, dude, I got to get to bed. So I didn't get a chance to watch it. But they were talking like Reggie. Reggie was the straw that stirred the drink, and Aaron Judge is now the straw, and he's got to do that for you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely happy with. I mean, it was bad for a couple weeks. It was really bad, but it definitely seems like they're doing better now. Harrison Bader is doing pretty well as well. Pretty happy with him. Pretty young, good player for the Yankees. And Stanton, God knows what's going on with him right now. I mean, God knows. But I'm pretty excited about the Yankees. We're moving into OTAs here with the Giants. Some things I'm looking at, I mean, the Giants have a solid receiver group this year. Not that they have a star, but they have a lot of quality guys. They have Jamison Crowder, who isn't, he had an injury issue in Buffalo this past year, but he's had a solid, okay career.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't suck. He's not a 1.
Well,
he's kind of like he's like a 2A.
Oh yeah, no, he's like barely. If he makes our roster, he's barely gonna make it. So the Giants receiver room is going to be an area of competition this year, and it's actually interesting because last year was hard to find guys for the Giants receiver room. This year we have a lot of quality guys. So we have Hyatt, who we drafted out of Tennessee. Which a little note on him. Will Waller be playing when we play each other? Oh God. Yes, because I'm having optimism. It seems as if he's not doing as much off-season training this year as it's looked like he has in the past, which he said was part of the plan. And I have confidence in our strength and conditioning staff. They know what they're doing. And I think Waller's not going to have as much pressure as he did on him in the Raiders. That's my personal opinion. You guys might have other things to say on that, but I don't think this coaching staff is a lot more player friendly, in my opinion. Our team has had a Patriots, way kind of coach, and that coach wasn't very players friendly. He was very much, you mess up, you run 10 laps. You do this, it was very strict. Gable's more of a guy who likes to interact with his players, be more personal. And I think that will help Waller just because Waller, I think he's more of an emotional person and he needs to feel the love to play well.
Right. Now you're talking about Matt Rule, right?
What?
Matt Rule or Joe Judge?
Joe Judge.
Okay.
Joe Judge. But Hyatt, as I was saying with Hyatt, we drafted Hyatt, speedy receiver out of Tennessee. Obviously, the name of the award's giving me, but it's the best receiver in college football. He got that award this past year. Do you know what the name is, Captain?
The Biletnikoff?
Yes, he was the winner of that this past year, which goes to the best receiver in college football. Obviously, he had that coming out game against Alabama with the ridiculous 5 touchdowns, 200 and I think 17 yards was obviously his coming out party. And Joe Shane, our GM, was at that game. So obviously you have to think that played a huge role in them drafting him. And they were actually comfortable taking him at 57. They were comfortable. We watched, every team does their little docu-series of the offseason. And the Giants just came out the other night, and they thought the Bears traded up one spot ahead of the Giants, and the Giants actually thought the Bears were going to take Schmitz, who we got at 57, and who obviously the Giants were targeting at 57. And Brian Dable goes, F it, we'll just get Jalen Hyatt. And then the Bears Bears ended up taking Tyreek Stevenson, the corner out of Miami, and they got John Michael Schmitz, and then still ended up getting Jalen Hyatt in the 3rd round, who was once thought about maybe going in the 1st round to Kansas City as a possibility. So obviously very intrigued by that pick. And we still have Darius Slayton, who's a very solid receiver, not a number 1, but very solid receiver, very two-ish wide receiver. But the Giants receiver room is going to be more of a, an effort from all different guys, and then Waller's obviously probably going to be the featured guy. For this year, I could see us doing a trade deadline kind of wide receiver trade possibly. And we have Paris Campbell too. Paris Campbell was a very solid addition. So we have Isaiah Hodgins who came out last year kind of with the Giants. So there's a lot of solid guys in that receiver room. And I think the Giants are going to have an exciting offseason or an exciting offense this year just because of the fact of the pieces they've added. I think Daniel Jones will only get better in year 2 of Dable's offense. And I think and we have the same coaching staff as we did last year. It was a concern of mine going into the offseason that we might lose some our OC and our defense coordinator, Wink Martindale, and Mike Kafka, who's our OC, interviewed for a lot of head coaching jobs. So that was a concern, but they have all their guys back. And, and Deontay Banks, very solid addition, very solid draft pick, athletic, big body, prototype size, as Joe Shane called him. Someone that, had a good year at Maryland covering, I forget though, I think it's Marvin Harrison or something like that at Ohio State, who's supposed to be the best receiver in next year's draft. He covered him like a blanket in that game. So obviously an exciting draft pick there. So I'm pretty excited about the direction the Giants are going in this year. I think I'm excited to see the Raiders-Giants matchup. I was thinking about going to Las Vegas until I saw your guys' ticket prices are ridiculous. But, it's the new stadium, so I get it. It's the new stadium, and it's Las Vegas, which is a tourist destination. So
right, and that's what we said, and it's going to be like, well, it's always going to be like this from now on for the Raiders. It's going to be worse when the Raiders have a crappy team because the tickets will sell from the season ticket holders to anybody.
Yeah.
But, if the Raiders having a decent team, there'll be more silver and black in the stadium than opposing fans. But, up until they have like where at least every team has come into Vegas, it's going to be the destination. It's got to be the destination. So, we'll see what about it. Now, Cool Kev says we're sweeping New York.
I wouldn't pencil the Giants in as such an easy win. That's all I'm going to say. Can you pull up Ed Wenzel's comment about the back seven?
Yeah.
The back seven, I don't know what exactly you're trying to get at because we have Dory Jackson back there who has issues staying healthy, but when he was on the field, he locked down Justin Jefferson in that playoff game. That was impressive. He shut down Justin Jefferson, who was probably the best receiver in the NFL this past year, or one of the best.
Well, he was definitely top 3.
Yeah, definitely top 3. And Dory Jackson handled him like he owned him in the playoffs, which was pretty impressive. And then you have Deontay Banks, who, yes, corners struggle in their first years, and I'm completely prepared for that. But I think Deontay Banks, Wink was really happy when we got him. Wink bear hugged Joe Shane when we drafted him. So I'm pretty confident in the fact that cornerback duo is going to be a pretty solid duo of cornerbacks. And then you have Xavier McKinney, who the Alabama safety, who unfortunately had that hand injury this past year over a stupid ATV accident. But
that's the guy that had the I think the 2 interceptions against Carr last year.
Yes, he was a very good in 2021. That would be. He had like 8 interceptions that year. Which part of that was great. He was really good at Graham's system. He was drafted to play Graham's system. But he's a very good safety. He's one of our captains this past year, and I'm sure he will be again this year. He's the sky's the limit for him, really. So I'm pretty excited to see him after a fully healthy offseason. I'm sure he'll be fully healthy, ready for the season. Now the second safety spot, which is maybe more of where you're hinting at, is a little interesting. You've got Bobby McCain, who's from Washington, who played at Washington Commanders this past year, who was he played a more slot corner safety role for them. So he'll probably be Julian Love's replacement. And we drafted Dane Belton in the 4th round 2 years ago out of Iowa, who had a couple interceptions for the Giants this past year. and played solid in situational playing time. So obviously there's some young guys in that room that are pretty exciting. And Cordell Flott, who will probably be our slot corner, he was a 3rd-round draft pick in 2022. He played out on the outside this past year, but he was drafted to play the slot. It was just due to injuries this past year. He ended up moving into the moving out to the outside. So I'm actually pretty confident. The linebacker position was addressed this offseason as well. We got Bobby Okereke from the Colts, who was a 100+ tackler for the past 2 years. So I'm pretty confident. I think the defense and we got defensive line depth this year. You know, a big issue last year was we didn't have guys to rotate with Dexter Lawrence and Leonard Williams, who have recently been named one of the best defensive tackle duos in the NFL, I believe, by some one on ESPN.
Okay. I'm gonna stop you because and trust me, I'll let you go on, so you can't say I've been an ass about it.
Yeah,
okay?
I know. Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna ask 2 things.
Yeah.
The Giants' record last year was what, and what will it be this year? And that's only question 1.
Okay.
What? Okay. So what were they last year? What's going to be there this year? You know,
They were 9-7-1 this past year. The one tie coming from Washington, that was stupid. But anyways, that's where the one tie came from. This year, I expect them to be in a similar area of that record, maybe 10 wins, but we have a harder schedule this year. Last year, we had a way easier, in my opinion, we had a way easier schedule. We played teams like Jacksonville, the Texans, the Colts, which were not that good last year. So we had some easy W's or easier W's on our schedule, but we weren't as good of a team last year either. So something I am watching for is we definitely improved as a team. We're definitely a better team than we were last year. It's just going to be interesting to see how we face against teams like Buffalo, Miami, who I don't know if they're going to be that good, but you know their offense is pretty scary. Their defense is not that good though, but their offense is pretty scary. You know, we played.
So you're saying 10-7, maybe 11-6.
Yeah, around that area. I think our floor is 8 wins, though. I think that's the floor.
Okay, and that's honest. Okay, so now second thing.
Yeah.
Actually, this is part B to 1. So this is 1B. Are they a playoff team? Yes or no?
Yes, they are definitely a playoff team. They definitely are.
Now, here's the second question. You were talking to me about the best wide receiver in college football, and you asked me, you said, what was that called again? And I said, of course, it's the Blitnikoff Award.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who is Fred Blitnikoff?
Someone that existed way before my time.
Okay. Homework lesson from the old effer here. The next time you come on, I want a good 30 to 1 minute dissertation on the great Hall of Famer Fred Blitnikoff.
Yes. Okay. That will be coming right up for you, Captain. Just for you.
Just for me. Just because like I said, I'll let you go on and on and on.
Hey,
so I'm gonna give you some homework because you said you only got 2 weeks to go for. And by the way, you're gonna be what grade are you gonna be next year?
I'm gonna be a junior.
Gonna be a junior, and I told you before, the junior year is the most important year of your high school career because that is your baseline to getting into college. You got to have a great junior year and follow it up with a good senior year. But your junior year is your year because you got to show the colleges what you are. They go back to your junior year when they're looking at transcripts. And for you to get anything good, you got to have a good junior. And by the way, also, unless they changed it, you do your your ACTs and the other one, what was the
SAT.
The SATs and the ACTs. You take them your junior year, right?
Yes.
Okay. There you go. That's why I said junior year is your baseline, brother. So before you go into your junior year, the old bastard gives you some homework. I want to know who this person is that gets the award given and named after him for the best wide receiver in football and why.
I knew he was a wide receiver because I'm guessing that's why the best wide receiver name is named after him. But I didn't want to make up some BS like I knew who he was. So,
Okay. I
I'm
would have called you on it right away. So you're smart, not making up BS.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. So I will do my homework. I will. Someone said he's a Raiders legend, so I'm sure I'll even bring stats. I'll bring everything just for you, Captain.
Okay,
Just for
well,
you.
good. And here's the other thing. Maybe, and I'm not saying it's going to happen or not, but maybe if you go out to the game, maybe we'll see if we can accommodate, depending upon when the game is. Maybe you might be able to meet Mr. Fred Biletnikoff.
Oh, you know him?
Yes, I do. I actually now technically I know his wife a hell of a lot better and very close as far as she knows me by name a hell of a lot more than Fred does. But yes, I do know Fred Biletnikoff, but his wife is wonderful.
Oh wow, that's actually pretty cool. All right. I will do my homework assignment on him.
Okay.
And Captain, you have a good evening.
You
And
too.
I think your Raiders could be good this year. The only thing is that secondary makes me question a little. That's the only thing that's the only thing I see as a weakness for the Raiders. That pass rush is getting better though. That pass rush is pretty good.
And that's why, if your pass rush is better, you have more throw onto the quarterback, which means that your back seven doesn't need to be as great for as long a period of time.
Yep, for sure. Well, you have a good night, Captain. See you.
All right, there, Gabe. Good hearing from you, brother. You take care.
Yep, you too.
All right. See, I didn't put Gabe in timeout. It's all, this is me. I'm not an a-hole. I don't try to be, but and we have 17 people watching. Thank you. It's good numbers. I would say this though, and this is going to happen. Like I said, I think I have I have my 2,000 subscribers, but I'm still in that area where you can lose subscribers and I can go down under 2,000. I want to try to keep up and I want to keep going. I don't want to keep going. But when we get to like maybe 2,750 or 3,000, there's going to be that nice price. I will say at 5,000, and remind me, providing I'm still alive, remind me that the Marcus Allen helmet is for when I get the 5,000 subscribers. Remind me, but I got to get there. Obviously, I'm only at 2,000. But continue to get some people on here, and hopefully, I'm showing people, and I love talking because, again, you talk to me, I talk to you. We talk football, we talk sports. And Anna, thank you for being here. Anna just got through cleaning the house. Jack Kennis says a good job to Gabe. There you go. And what was Eddie? Let's see what Eddie was saying. Something about compare Jimmy and say, yeah, the playbook defense completely different. He will support. Well, like I said, definitely the playbook is different and the defense is different. So it remains to be seen. You keep them upright. Well, it'll be a good test for us. By the way, if you're wondering, we're just under 10 minutes. Of course, they took the score away, so I'm not going to say it. We're just under 10 minutes in the Heat Celtics game. Somebody just shot a 3 for the Heat. 69-51. So what was that, like 18.8? Yeah, like 18. And like I said, man, it's and the Celtics were the guys that were picked to go and win it all, right? I think, and it's just me, I really think that a Nuggets Heat series, it will be very, very, very good. And it will be more entertaining than the Celtics. Matt reminds us about, higher percentage passes, red zone percentage, highest in the league, and his win percentage. His win percentage is top 10. I think it might even be number 6 or number 7. Top 10 win percentage of all quarterbacks, minimum 50 starts. Look it up. Yeah, there you go. Marcus, like I said, we need to get those subscribers here, because I like this, man. I want to do this. I definitely, this is the job I want to do. Game over, man. Game over. I caught it, man. Caught it, Jack. And I'll even up that one. In case you haven't been keeping attention to current events, man, we just had our asses kicked. And may he rest in peace. May he rest in peace. Charm City's in the house. Good to see you, Charm City. Thank you. Game over, man. Game over. Bill Paxton. And the salute's going around. Okay. We're almost at an hour. The link is up. We got our stuff in the comment section. Now, I want to talk about some things as well. First off, and without further ado, and we're talking about may Bill Paxton rest in peace, the passing of the great Jim Brown. The passing of the great Jim Brown. And what can be said? I mean, I remember when I somewhere, I think I can find it. They have a Sports Illustrated cover with Jim Brown wearing a Oakland 32, and I think Marcus was on the team at the time, but he was wearing his old 32, and he was thinking about coming out of retirement. I think it was because of Franco Harris at the time. When Franco Harris was threatening to win is that Bam? Yeah, baby. Bam Bam again, heat up by 20. What a hell of a dunk, man. What a hell of a dunk. Salute to you as well, Pyro. And yes, Matt Moritz, it is a team thing, but I mean, oh man, and Kevin Love is just, he's beside, it's great. You gotta watch it. Clayton, so how was your guys' weekend? I worked $30 double. No, man. Yeah, and having a fight. Clayton, I'm glad. I'm sorry you had to work all. I was in my high school reunion all week, and this was the other thing I was going to be getting to. Is we had the passing of Jim Brown. So again, may Jim Brown rest in peace. Not even a man among boys, a stud man among midget boys. Nothing. And when he was thinking about going out of retirement, and he was in his 50s, right? He got to have been at least in his 50s. And they had the Sports Illustrated cover. He's wearing the Raiders 32. He's going to go out of retirement because some schmuck, and I think it was when it was Franco Harris was threatening to be the guy. You never did do it. It was obviously Walter Payton. But because Jim Brown ran over people, and Franco Harris would kind of run out of bounds. Jimmy Firpo, baby. Yeah, Pat McAfee going to ESPN. I actually, there's somebody that's on this broadcast that was spoken about by Pat McAfee. Somebody on this broadcast was the words came out of Pat McAfee's mouth was discussing somebody on this broadcast. And it wasn't me, by the way, in case you think it was me. No. Jim Brown retired at the age of, could you imagine what the record books would have been had Jim gone through his 30s? Yeah, and thank you there, Clay. Now's the other thing. My high school reunion was fantastic. Now, I don't know if you saw my face. I don't know if I put it on my Facebook. It was on my Instagram. But my high school senior pic, you know, the pic that's in the yearbook, pardon me, was put on my Facebook, at least on my personal Facebook. It was put on my Instagram, so I think it might have made it over to my Facebook for Captain Jack. 1 second, I got a cough again. Man, sorry. So this is the segue. You saw my senior picture, and there was a certain prize given out for most changed. Most changed. The person whose appearance most vastly different than they were in high school. I won. But not really. Because the face is the same. The eyes are the same. The expressions are the same. They are. But I didn't have a beard, and I didn't have my hair long enough to be in a ponytail. So I won. Yeah, Anna Diaz says, and it was you. It was me. But I think the other reason why was because there was another dude who was, he's like me in high school. He had like longer-ish hair, you know, like shoulder length, no facial hair. And he came in and he had his biker vest on, and his beard was bushier than mine, and his hair was, you know, big as hell. But he didn't get in front of people when they had the nominations fast enough, so he would have won. I would have came in a close second. But hey, I got a gift certificate out of it, so I want to say thank you to the entire Colonial High School committee, the reunion committee, for their wonderful job in what they did this week. And we've already lost, I want to say, 53 of our classmates in 40 years. 53. We've lost at least that many. And oh man, you almost did it again. Out of bio, it through the paint. Doesn't get the slam, but it was a wonderful try. So my goal is we're going to do a 45 because we're losing too many people. So my goal is not to be, you know how on the Grammy Awards and the Emmy Awards and the Oscars, they have the in memoriam phase. It's my goal, God willing, inshallah, I will not be on the in memoriam for the 45. Hey, Stike Bunny. See you in Denver. Maybe. I right now, I'm the only one that I know I'm going to non-Vegas is Buffalo and Miami, because a curveball was thrown at me and I can't make plans for the other game. I can't make plans for the other games pending X, Y, and Z. Yeah, I'm only in my 50s, Gabe. I'm only in my 50s. I remember what you said in 2012. Spencer. What type? When Spencer? You know, Spencer's the Bronco guy. Good to see you. Spencer's a shipmate of mine. Known him from Guantanamo in 2012. And Spencer's good people. He's a Bronco fan. The table for lost classmates gets bigger every time. Yes, Jack, it's true. Rudy's 43. I'm 58. I'll go ahead and throw it out there. You were worried you weren't going to make it. Oh, okay, yeah. Thanks there. And now is before my 30. That was before my 30. And Spencer, I remember that. Because I went to my 30 when I was in Gitmo. Thank you for reminding me about that, Spencer. Yeah, Spencer was down. I said, man, I don't even know if I'm going to make my 30-year reunion, let alone my 40. And I did. I made. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, I was worried about weren't going to make it. Yeah. So hopefully my goal is to be at my 45 and hopefully my 50. My goal. And I didn't, again, not bragging, but it's like I always just said, man, I've gone the pot. But I'm looking around with my classmates and I'm like, yeah, I don't look so bad. So I'm glad that I won the award. I won a meal at the restaurant coupon thing. So I won one of those. So that's cool. So anyway, back to point. We have the pedals. Hey, Spencer, if you want, come on in, man. It'd be great to hear from you again. Spencer, the Bronco guy. Hit the link for being thumbs up, man. Thumbs up on Facebook. Thumbs up on YouTube. Hit the link. Talk about what you want to talk about. Again, catch me up because I was having fun at my reunion. I didn't know what went on. I didn't know what went on in sports. I didn't know about what was going on with the Preakness. I didn't know what was going on with the PGA tournament. And I'm only right now seeing what's going on in sports. Hey, Doc's here. Good to see you. Yep, I'm doing well, Doc. Thank you. Doc, I even brought you up too because we were talking about Jared. Jared being a Pittsburgh fan, it comes out. I said Doc Cabral comes into my show. He's a personal friend for over 30 years. Well over 30 years, I think. Doc comes on the show. I keep in touch about 3/4 of still play basketball and baseball and basketball. I think it's like baseball and basketball still with the Jocks. There you go. Yeah, and it, like I said, when you go to a reunion, and it's kind of like the way it is, it's you find your niche. You find the guys and gals you used to hang out with. But because, and I admit this, I was a flirt in high school. I hung out with everybody. But I have a picture of me with like the cheerleaders, and it took 40 years to get me a picture with the cheer. And I played football, and I was on student council, and I was on yearbook staff, and I did I loved the whole inner workings of high school, but it was fun. But I hung out with everybody. And again, I want to thank all the people that brought about the reunion for Colonial High School. They did a fantastic job. But that's enough of me because there was something else that went on this weekend for Raider Nation, and that was the kickoff party or the kickoff weekend in Bakersfield, which is I would have been there had it not been for the reunion. I would have been there. But it's the unofficial kickoff to the Raider season. I mean, I know the draft was, but this was like the unofficial event for all of Raider Nation. So maybe I'll go next year, but it looked to be a really fun event. So if you got a chance to see any of that from the Instagram feeds from, was it Power Raider? What was it? Our punter and kicker were there. Carlson and Cole. They looked like they had a great time. Jack Kenna, take care, partner. Thank you for being here. Good to see you. got the head out. You take care of Jack, Hannah. Pyro's in the house. Yeah, 87. Wow. 1987. So you got, yeah, you're coming up on it, Doc. I got you, though. Another hush through the lane. Boston is getting manhandled. 66, 66, 76. Almost 30 points. 29. My drink is dead. But if anybody's seen anything about the kickstart or the kickoff weekend for the Raiders, please let me know. Anna's class of '88, so yes, you're young Anna. Here we go. Mike Sarah, 85. So okay, I'm 2 years older than Mike Sarah. Rudy Chavez is 98. Throw it out there. Clayton was a big jock when I was friends with everyone, even the nerds and geeks. Played chess with them and was on the student council. And well, I wasn't on this. I mean, I was on student council. I wasn't the president, but I was on student council. There was a picture with me with a bunch of the student council gals. It was cool. And so, no, we got him. I egged him on. I irked him enough. I goaded him, and I said, get your ass in here. I am very happy to bring on one of my shipmates, Spencer, the Bronco fan, my shipmate. Spencer, how you doing tonight? What's going on? And get us caught up to date. What'd you do this weekend? What'd you do sports-wise? What are you thinking about with your donkeys? Oh, I'm sorry, your Broncos. I mean, I got to hear about it all, man. What's going on?
So you can hear me, right?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Awesome. So I did the military thing this weekend. Got 2 more years left of that. This weekend, so I'm a big soccer fan, obviously. So Arsenal kind of bottled everything up and threw it away to Man City. So the final nail in the coffin happened Saturday about 12 o'clock. They lost to Nottingham Forest 1-0, and it has been an Arsenal YouTube meltdown. So and as far as other sports, I did watch the North Wilkesboro race tonight. It was kind of cool to see that racetrack back on the schedule for the All-Star race. As far as the Broncos go, I think mini camp's going on. Sean Payton's kind of kept everything quiet, which is polar opposite of Hackett.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that, actually. It's good to have an adult in the room.
Damn right.
Tell you what, we are the laughing stock of the West. All jokes aside, if you look 15 straight losses to the Chiefs, I believe we've lost 7 straight to you guys, if I'm not mistaken.
I can honestly say that the Las Vegas Raiders have never lost to the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. As a Broncos fan, it's embarrassing, but we've been in the doldrums, and it's kind of all self-induced, in my opinion. Yeah. And the team we do happen to beat a little bit is the Chargers, but everybody beats them, right? Yeah, so I'm excited for the season coming up. I don't know if it's fool's gold. I don't know if it's just me hoping it'll be a good season, but I'm
sorry to cut you off. I really think the Broncos are going to be a hell of a lot better than they were, because you can't be on the skids for as long as you have been. You have to ascend, and by
I think you froze on me, or is it me? I think we froze. Did we freeze? Captain, did you freeze? You froze, right?
Yeah, it was me.
Okay.
And it's because well, I was wondering, make sure you're still there. I like I said, I don't have my internet hooked into my laptop because again, I just picked up my computer from Best Buy. I had to get a new hard drive, so I didn't get a chance to get it done in time. So apologies to all. It locked up for a bit. So there you go.
No, you're good. I have Cox Internet up here in Virginia, and
Oh, enough
I
said.
I lose it a lot. We're actually about to go to Fios, but I just haven't pulled the trigger on doing it yet. So that's kind of a me problem. The wife's been egging me on about it. But yeah, as far as having an adult in the room, and we picked up a couple big free agent pickups in my mind for the offensive line: Ben Powers, Mike McGlinchey. You do worry about the 49ers letting McGlinchey go, right? Like, why'd they let him go? I think he's a former top 10 pick of the 49ers as well.
Yeah.
And then Zach Allen, bringing him in as an edge rusher, because, of course, Randy Gregory cannot stay healthy for anything. I think, to me, that is one of the worst free agent signings that George Payton has made. He can't stay healthy. And you knew it coming in when you gave him the deal.
Right.
So all things aside, I'm kind of excited for it. How are you feeling for the Raiders? I haven't really had a chance to watch your channel recently. I've been kind of sidetracked with soccer.
You haven't watched my channel?
Sorry.
Oh my God! I should just kick you out now, but I'm not.
That's
but
fair.
I'm not because
it would be well deserved, right?
Like yeah. I will give you the down and dirty. I said pretty much for everybody that asked. I said if Garoppolo stays upright, I think that we will definitely have more wins than last year because we were like 6-11. We'll have more wins than that. So we will be getting better, which is what we need to do. So figure we will have more wins than last year. I think that if Garoppolo stays upright and the defense becomes a semblance of what it should be and continues to get better, I think we're going to have between 7 and 11. But it's all predicated on a healthy Jimmy Garoppolo and a better defense. And that's all I ask is that the Raiders get better. You got to continue to go on the up. And I think we can do that.
But edge rusher too.
I'm sorry?
You got that edge rusher too in the first round. And I'm just thinking
Tyree Wilson. Yeah.
And that's just, I mean, you guys destroyed us, I think, rushing the passer at the Vegas game. And I just can think about I'm drawing a blank right now. The lineman you guys got, he's such a stud. Number 98. I can't remember top of my head.
Max Crosby. You got it.
Yes.
Max
Crosby. Stud. Just a stud. And to add Wilson to it, I think honestly, in my opinion, I think the Chargers, the Chiefs, the Chargers, Raiders, and Broncos all got better through the draft. The Chiefs are still the Chiefs, but we're closing the gap a little bit. I think it's going to be hard. I hate to say this, and I think you're probably going to agree with me. We're going to be looking at Patrick Mahomes running this division for a few years. I hate it.
Yeah, well, but remember, even at the height when the Chargers were under Dan Fouts, they would do things, but they would never make it to the Super Bowl. Well, at least Mahomes and the Chiefs have. But what my point being is that you can't always be the best. And there's going to be somebody, whether it's going to be us or the Chargers or the Broncos, eventually somebody's going to knock them off. And I think it's going to be maybe not this year, but I really think by the 2024 season, it's going to be somebody that knocks off the Chiefs. Only because you can't stay up that long, because the Raiders used to have the record for 6 AFC Wests in a row. And that was when they also had, they lost to the Super Bowl champions that year, because it was always, we lost to the eventual Super Bowl champions in the playoffs, right? 6 wins in a row. Now the Chiefs have gotten 7, so that's now the record. But it might be 8 this year, but I think it stops at 9.
I hope you're right. And I just it almost, it's funny because I watch them, even last year, the Broncos games versus the Chiefs, minus the home game where they came out 21-3, but he had that flick pass to McKinley he's just as good as he is lucky at the same time. And that's not taking anything away from him, but
No,
he's just
yeah,
so
big players get lucky too. Yeah.
yeah. And you know, and you go to that second game that was at Arrowhead when Jared Bear took over, as they like to call him in Denver, and they just ran the ball, time control, probably could have won it. But I need that 15 game losing streak to end, because that is just painful. It's almost embarrassing. But yeah, no, I started doing my own YouTube stuff on the side just for fun.
Cool.
I'm super busy with work and everything. But I was doing Arsenal stuff, and you know, I'm trying to look to do some football stuff, and you know, if you ever want me to come on, I'll be more than happy to. Maybe
you got,
you know,
and I tell people, said you got a standing invite, because again, I don't unless there's certain people that I know are going to be on. Everybody's invited every week, seriously, because I don't book guests a lot. I'll say, oh yeah, this is my guest. I mean, I have done like booking guests, but everybody feel free to come in, and that's why I always say, hey, you got 5 minutes to talk. But what I want to do is I want to get it down where it's like it's 3 minutes. Next person, 3 minutes. Next person, and keep it going and going and going. Because this way you're getting a good smattering from everybody. And that's the best show you can have, is when people are on for like 3 minutes and that's it. And it's constant.
It's good to have the different teams represented too.
Yeah.
Because it avoids the echo chamber. And it allows people to kind of voice their opinions, see different viewpoints. You get more knowledge on other teams as well, because it's hard to keep up on multiple sports and be an expert at it. It's just it's almost impossible.
Not by any stretch of the imagination, man. But I mean, I'm not. But it's like, that's why I like to hear from other people, so I get smarter and everybody else gets smarter too.
Yeah, and I think that's the key too. It's all about communication and you know, being comfortable. If people feel comfortable, and you've always been inviting, and we have a good relationship. You know, going back to 2012 and Gitmo and all that stuff, and we had a good time. And I remember, you know, I'm coming up. I think 3 years. I'll be at my 20-year mark for high school reunion.
There you go.
I don't know if I'm going. Like I'm one of those guys. Like I live in the town, right? So I see a lot of the people. So
yeah, it's a little different then, but you know what? It's still, if there are people that you haven't seen, and then you get a chance to see them again.
Me and my wife always joked that we would go to it and we come up with 10 different stories to tell people, so that at the end of the night they have no idea what we do for a living and we're just doing whatever. But
well, you got 2 years to get your stuff straight, you know.
Well, you know, it's true. It's true. I got 2 years to do it, but yeah, no, I appreciate it. Like I said, I saw you, I saw you streaming. I've been hanging out downstairs, and I wanted to hop on and talk for a couple minutes. And you know, I'm glad to see you're doing good. I'm glad to see you're still going and everything. That's exciting for me. And you talk college football too, right? I mean, that's something.
The answer is yes. I talk everything. You were talking about Arsenal. We'll talk foosball anytime as well. And Arsenal is actually my favorite team in the Premier League, because Arsenal is the Raiders of the Premier League. They're the bad boys that people don't like.
We do get a lot of chance when they go to certain grounds. They always claim that Arsenal are cheating, but it goes back to it's definitely it's painful to be an Arsenal fan right now. They had an 8-point lead over City and kind of blew it away. When I say it's been toxic, like people are going off on YouTube, and you have to find the right spaces and avoid people who are super negative. Even though it's kind of deserved, it becomes the same story and the same complaint, and it's like, that's not going to change. So the only thing you can do is hope this team re-racks it, brings more players in, and goes again next year. I don't know how many of your fans are truly into soccer, but I mean, I bring that element. I love football. I love the other football. Hockey, I'm all about it. So
we talk it all. Now people ask me like in January about basketball, and I'm like, dude, I don't watch basketball until the conference finals, because to me it's not interesting. And hockey is similar, but I love hockey, so I will follow my Flyers. so I will at least follow. And so I will watch hockey when I can. But yeah, hockey is great because it's entertaining. But if you talk to me about basketball, I'm like, I'll say, oh, okay, such is life. You
My
talk to me
barber's a
about
big Heat fan.
NASCAR. Well, see, you're also a NASCAR fan.
Yeah.
And Anna's a NASCAR fan. There's other NASCAR fans in here, and I like NASCAR. I know what it's about, but I don't know all of the stuff about it, which is why it's cool to have, things like that. And Mike Serra dropping an info bomb. Stan Kroenke owns Arsenal.
He absolutely does. And he is, unfortunately, he is loathed by the Arsenal fans, not by people like me who we understand how building a team is. You can't expect the Denver Broncos 4-13 last year to all of a sudden become a 13-4 team and find a way to win the Super Bowl. It could happen, but in reality, it's probably not. Kroenke, like, this is the thing, like, people are they don't understand the wealth that the Kroenkes have. They're married to the Walmart family. I mean, they care about the Rams. I mean, you could argue that they didn't care about the St. Louis Rams because we all know the history about the stadium had to be in a certain percentage in the league, and they purposely let it go so they could roll out to LA. I mean, the Avs just won the title. The Nuggets are owned by the Kroenkes, and they're looking like potentially they could win it. Colorado Rapids is another team I think that's owned by the Kroenkes. So probably. Yeah, there's definitely a Kroenke Arsenal element, but you'd be very hard pressed to find a lot of Arsenal fans because they want to be number one in everybody's, like, they want to be the number one pet project. But it's hard to understand an American owner is going to love the NFL. He's going to love his hockey team. He makes a lot of money from Arsenal. Like, he hasn't put much money into the club, to be fair, because it's self-sufficient. But it's a really interesting dynamic. But yeah, as far as the hockey goes, like, it was hard this year because we started going back to the office. I was 100% telework, so I have to be in the office on Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 06. So the Avs start playing at a 10 o'clock game. Well, I'm gonna be asleep, So it was hard to keep up with hockey this year. But no, I mean, like I said, I appreciate you having me on for a little bit.
Always, man, great.
The
one thing I gotta say, and I'm sorry I cut you off.
No, you're good.
The Wednesday shows, 7:30 Eastern. Every Wednesday is Wild Wild West. So it's the AFC West from four guys talking about the AFC West. And the Bronco guy is a guy from Canada, great guy. He's a Canadian Bronco fan and we have a great rapport, the four of us together. Now, we all hate each other's teams, but we all love just to have fun together. So Richie Riche is the Bronco guy. And so try to get 7:30 Eastern, 7:30 Eastern time PM, pop over to the channel and watch that, and then get with him. And they're on the Mile High, MHRT Mile High Roundtable Network on YouTube. So you can follow them there as well. Clayton is also a Bronco fan. So there are people that watch me from there, and they picked up. And I have like a guy, was a DZ. Actually, it's DZ, but because Richie Riche is Canadian, he pronounces it the nice English Canadian way, which is DZ. He's a Charger fan. There's other people that pop in and they'll watch my show. I said Clayton is a Bronco fan. So we got other fans in here as well, and we like to just get it out so that other people will come in. And, if you're a Raider fan and you're pissed off that there are other people in here, first off, get a life. Second off, get more Raider fans in here, then we won't have to worry about other. And then we'll still have a big hosh-mosh of people talking about their teams, because that's what I want to talk about. But yeah, on Wednesday, it's not a call-in. It's all four of us talking AFC West. And then at 9 during the regular season, it's NFL Nation Live, where we talk about all of the games from the previous week. Then we cut, and then we do a preview of the upcoming games. And the important thing about that is we go over who the official is, because the guy who's the host, the guy who is the host of that show, is a former NFL official. And he tells us some of the idiosyncrasies, especially if you're a Raider fan. It's like, dude, you're going to get F this week and it's not going to happen anymore because Jerome Boger retired, thank God. And John Hussey retired, thank God. But he knew which guys were going to screw the Raiders. And they would talk about, well, who's the official? Well, if you want to know, like, who's the official for the Bronco game, you'd pop in on the comment section and say, hey, ref, who's got the Bronco game this week? And he'll tell us, like, he'll go through the list of like, oh, well, it's Joe Schmuckatelli. And, he's a pretty fair guy, but he knows the crews. And it's not just the ref, it's who the crew is and who are the a-holes in the crew. And that's good corporate knowledge. That especially if you're a betting guy, not that I do, because I don't do such things, but if you're a bettor, he'll tell you things that you might want to hear about lines and bets and how you're going to get screwed by the officials. And that's a good thing to do. So pop in, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I've seen the Wednesday show before in the past. But yeah, I've been busy with work. We could talk offline what I've been doing. I don't want to get too far into personal stuff, but
no worries.
I am working for the government now, so I kind of moved on from prison. So we're not doing here's your tray anymore. So
that's a good thing.
Yeah, so things are good. Things are good. Like I said, I appreciate you letting me hop on for a minute. And I know people are probably tired of looking at a Broncos fan, but
no, like I said, hey, if they have an issue, then they can come in and pop in on the link themselves. Yeah. So it's no issue. No issue.
Nah, like I said, I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to to give you my viewpoint on the Broncos before I roll out.
Yeah.
I looked at the schedule and my modest opinion was 8 to 9 wins. That's what I could see. It's going to be the AFC is going to be super tough this year. The Jets with Rodgers. I'm not just hopping on that, but I thought they had a pretty good core going before Rodgers popped in. And then, of course, the Dolphins are, but the thing with the 17-game season, Cap, these guys got to stay healthy.
Exactly.
In the NFL, the 17-game season, I think I saw a stat. I don't know where I heard it from, but I think like 6 quarterbacks played the whole season last year. And the rest of the teams had to do a backup at least 1 or 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
And, the concern is these 17-game seasons. I kind of missed the 16-game, to be fair. You even remember a time 14-game season, right? I'm that's before my time and really knowledge. I've studied it, but
yeah,
I worry about the longevity of players the more games we keep adding. That's what I worry about. But it's all for entertainment anyway. So I'm probably just being the old guy right now.
Well, I'm the old guy with the get off my lawn. And Clayton says that you're undercutting the Broncos a lot. He says, "What, brah? 10-13, man. 10-13, baby." So you and Clayton argue about that amongst yourselves at any time.
If Denver figures out a way that under center works best for Russ, then maybe it might be 10-13. But if they keep doing the shotgun with Russ, I don't see it. I think Russ is an under center quarterback, in my opinion, and that's where Broncos failed last year. They did too much stuff out of shotgun. He's too slow with his reads. Yeah, I need to see more under center. So,
I might be out. I might be out in Denver for the season opener. To be determined. Providing I'm living and breathing, I'll definitely be out there for the last game, which is Broncos go to Vegas. And, I know the first game I will definitely be at preseason no count will be Buffalo week 2. And then that's the only away game other than Miami that I know I'm going to, because my work is threw me a curveball. I'm not going to bitch about my work on the screen or I'll get fired. But
no, I love my job. Love it. It's great.
Good for you. Yeah. Oh yeah. I love my job. Yada yada yada.
Sir, whatever. I will have some more overtime, please. Absolutely, yes, sir. I will work late. So yeah.
Well, you could do that. Thank God. That is good for you. I can't.
Yeah, unfortunately I'm a single point of failure at my current position. So that's being rectified soon, but it's okay. That is a good thing to keep for longevity, right?
Yeah. And hit me up if you still got my Captain Jack Rackham at Gmail.
Gotcha.
And make sure it said, hey, it's your boy Spencer. I'd be interested to know. It would be good to know. And also, let me know what's going on. And hit up the show.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm starting to do the YouTube thing myself. I don't know really how much time I really truly had to dedicate to it. I was really just kind of looking for a couple of Arsenal fans to talk soccer, but I also want to do NFL stuff, do college football, because those are still big passions of mine as well.
Yeah.
And it may just be hop on and talk to people, and that may be what it is. I don't have the time to do content and still be the father and husband and, you know, all that stuff. You know, it's hard to do all those things already. Yeah. But yeah, I appreciate the time. Like I said, it's been awesome. Like I said, I'm sure I'll try to pop in from. And you do Sundays? Usually do call-ins like this on Sundays?
Yeah, I do. My shows are definitely Thursdays and Sundays are the call-ins for me.
Cool.
Wednesdays are the doubles. You know, it'll be a double header during the season. Tuesdays, I do a show every other Tuesday with some Raider gals, and we're trying to get it to be, and it is a women's show. I try to do as little as possible and let the gals take over the show. And seriously, that's what I want to do. I want to be like maybe 5 words, but they keep egging me on, so I keep coming in. And then I might do another. And the other alternate Tuesdays, we'll see what's happening. But yeah, I stay busy.
And that's good. You got to stay busy. If you're happy, then it's not really being busy, right? It's kind of it's the passion. And,
yeah, because I love my job. I love my job, and then I do my YouTube.
You and I used to talk about this in 2012. It's all about finding your passion, finding what you want to do. And I'll never forget the first minute we met, and I'm bored of people with this one. And we were at the little Marine Hill gym. If we're allowed to say that. I'll take the hit for it, not you.
No,
we're at the Marine Hill gym.
People know I work down there.
So everybody's like, hey, oh man, I said I had a Bronco shirt, and you're like, hey, go look outside of my vehicle. You're gonna love my vehicle. I go out, and he's got the truck with the Raider without everybody on the back, and we became instant friends. And it was just fun. It was great. Yeah, it was that was a lot of hard work. I was CB's out there doing construction 10-hour days in the heat. I still don't love beaches, so I'm done with them. But like I said, I appreciate your friendship, and I appreciate getting to know you and everything. And I love to keep in touch, man. So I'll try to call in when I can, man.
You got it. Now I got it before you go. You made first?
Yes. Oh yeah, absolutely. No, I made first in 2017.
Okay, good. So and you're getting looks for Chief, yes?
I'm retiring. I've been ordered by Mama to retire. I'm still taking the test. I'm a 12 on the other side, so looking at 13 over there. So we're doing all right. Okay. But Mama said it was time to go. So,
okay, well, make sure you get all your points, and then we'll go from there.
Oh, for sure, absolutely. So I actually was in Bahrain a couple of years ago. I got tagged. I was public works during the whole refugee crisis. It happened to happen while I was over there, and a small situation happened that may have tainted Mama's feeling about the Navy. So we'll talk offline about that. But
I got you.
I'm married to her, not the Navy, so you get it. So,
you got it. Yep.
So.
Well, hey, again, I'm giving you a good bro hug, brother.
Yeah,
big bro hug.
I'm glad to see you're still going. And I heard you talking about the high school reunion and stuff, and that makes me feel happy that you're still doing all this stuff and going, man. I love it. Like, we'll catch up, man. Absolutely. And to all the Raiders fans in there, best of luck this season. And hey, man, I hope we can find 10 to 13, but right now I only see 8 to 9. Sorry, Clayton. I'm sorry. So
hey, like I said, 8 to 9 is an improvement.
Yeah, anything's if I don't have to watch another Christmas Day massacre, right? So
and for Christmas Day for me, I'm going to be in Kansas City freezing my balls off, and I hope to see at least a good game.
That's going to be a good Christmas Day game. I think Christmas Eve we've got the Patriots, which I think they're going to be a 4-5 win team. I'm probably the minority on this.
I think that's a win.
They're easily the worst team in the AFC East, and I'm okay with it because they had all that time up top. You go sit down there at the bottom for a little bit.
There you go.
And poor Bill, maybe he'll get his packing orders. So
when Bill's disinterested, and by the way, for those that haven't been paying attention, the Boston Massacre in Miami, 112-83, like about 4 minutes to go. Heat will be up 3-0 in just a minute. I figured I'd get everybody caught up. And I love it. I love it because, again, not a big Celtics fan.
So, like I said, I'm not a big NBA guy that much anymore, but I know, like, the Broncos media they've been kicking on Jokic. So when I listen to my Avs stuff and my Broncos stuff, I try to listen to 104.3 during the day. I've kind of got emotionally invested with the Nuggets, just because they have this mentality in Denver. And if there's any Broncos fans that root for the Nuggets, call me out if I'm wrong in this, but it is a us against them mentality with the Nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a love fest for LeBron and the Lakers. Boston's got their love, Miami's done doing their thing, but they have a very us against them mentality, almost kind of like the Avs versus the Tampa Bay Lightning last year. It's a little bit different because the media caring, but there was a lot of pressure, I think, for Tampa versus to make that dynasty, and I feel like people wanted that dynasty to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, good luck to the Nuggets. I guess I'm not a big basketball guy, but good luck to them on that.
No, trust me, I'll root for the Nuggets over the Lakers any day of the week. I know that's blasphemous for a lot of fans here that are Lakers fans, that are Raider fans. Yep. Okay. Yeah. FTP. And Anna says that it's LeBron can kick rocks. So yeah, she's got it right.
Did you ever hear the story about LeBron and Zlatan Ibrahimovic? Zlatan? Are you familiar with Zlatan Ibrahimovic? Ibrahimovic. There we go. So he's a soccer player. He's very cocky. You'll have to look this story up to believe it. Okay. But he played in Europe for all those years. He's played for PSG, Man United.
I know who that is. That's the guy who did the headbutt at the French guy, right? I know who that is.
I think so. The funny story is he came and played for the LA Galaxy a couple of years ago. And he took out a full page ad in the LA Times saying, LA, you're welcome. I'm here. Pretty much. That's what he said. So LeBron James was like in LA. He's like, he sent him a jersey as a welcome. So Zlatan, instead of accepting the jersey, he decided to sign it with his own name and send it back to LeBron. This guy is crazy. If you get a chance to look him up, he'll make you laugh. He's a little too cocky for a lot of people, but he's humorous. So, and anybody, and that embarrassed LeBron a little bit, and that makes me laugh a little bit. So,
yeah, no, is that the guy that played for the French team that headbutted somebody in the World Cup?
That's Zidane. I think you're thinking of Zidane. Yeah,
I'm sorry. I heard the Z, and I thought it was the same guy. I apologize.
No, I think that was the '98 World Cup too, as well, around that time frame. But this guy's almost 40, and he's playing in Italy at this point, and still kicking and going, and still in great shape at 40. So it's it's pretty impressive.
And Anna said LeBron put her husband in the hospital literally, so it's personal for her. Yeah, and maybe Anna. Well, it's up to Anna if she wants to relate that, and if she doesn't do it this time, then maybe another time. But she will.
Vaguely interested to see how that happened, but yeah. No, like I said, Cap, I'm gonna hop off because I've got to get up early in the morning. But I appreciate your time, and thanks again, man.
You got it, brother. Hey, good hearing from you there, Spencer. Take care, brother, and best to you and the family.
Absolutely. Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Take care.
You got it. Take care. That's my shipmate, Spencer, the Bronco fan from Virginia. Well, he did live in Virginia. And Spencer, if he doesn't go, he can tell me if he's still there. But yeah, he's a Denver guy or a Denver fan, definitely a Bronco guy. But he was living in Virginia because of obviously his I think it was like the naval career / then of course the other thing career. Yep, still here in Virginia. Thanks, Spencer. I wanted to see. See, I remember things. I remember things. So it's good that he's there. And like I said, anytime you want to, no pressure. 4 minutes to go in the game, and this is a laugher. I'm sorry, Doc, but your Celts are getting beat, but good. But good. Going to be up, with the Celtics, they're going to be down 0-3 with Game 4 in Miami. That's a sweep. That's a bro. That looked like white chocolate. I know I'm dating myself. The kid that played for West Virginia, he used to play for the Heat years ago. Just he was awkward at a 3, but it looked like he was going in. Yeah, Heat are playing damn good ball, Clayton. And again, Clayton is my other Bronco fan. And like I said, I love all the people here. Why? Because you're here. It doesn't matter what team you like. You like sports. You like being here. That's cool. I like that in my audience. We've been on for an hour 42. Just kicking it, talking sports, talking reunions. Like I said, I won. I got the gift card, which is cool. But I'm glad that I'm here because I'm with my family. Man, so excited next week. Have have 5 days off, dude. I wish. Now, granted, I'd like to have days off and get paid. You know, if I'm off and not getting paid, you know, there's a difference there. You doing anything for Memorial Weekend? I don't know. I do know, and this is going to sound strange. I do know that the other high school, and yes, I went to 2 high schools. I graduated the one, but I was out in my sophomore year. I went to another one, and they're having their reunion. I think it's this June 2nd. So I might go over there just to see a few people that I knew, and you know, not that I'm crashing because I'll pay for tickets and whatnot. But it'd be cool to see my other high school friends. So I might do that. As far as Memorial Weekend, that will be the 2-year anniversary of my stint after my double bag pass years ago. 2 years since I had a stent for Memorial Weekend. And funny, the first thing I did that weekend when I got out of the hospital is I traveled to Texas. And they made me an umpire for a softball game. Yeah, no stress there, right? No stress being an umpire. My goodness. We are gonna finish out the show with my boy Mike, Positive Philly. Paz, what's going on, brother? What's going on with you on this Sunday? Tell me, get me caught up on what's been going on Philly-wise that I need to know about. Michael.
And hello? Hello. Sorry,
Are
I
you
had
here?
my yes. Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you, brother. I can hear you. I was just making sure that my equipment was good. What's going on?
Not much. I feel like it's been a while since I've been on the show. The NFL schedule, is finally out. And the Phillies, they had a losing streak, but they had won. They won 2 straight against the Cubs. And the Sixers, of course, they've lost the playoffs, but I'm happy with the way it's going right now. I didn't want to see Boston win. I didn't want to see the Lakers win, and they're both down 2-0, about to be 3-0 for the Heat. They're about to take a 3-0 lead. So,
yep.
And then
now, did you see that? And I saw. I don't know if it was on Twitter or where it was, but I saw Jalen Hurts in the old school 70s throwback jerseys and helmet.
No.
Yeah, it was.
Can't say I did.
When Jaworski was playing ball. That era, or it might have even been pre-Jaworski. It might have been like when Pete Liskey would, look him up because I know you have no clue who he is. But Pete Liskey and Mike Barilla were the Eagles quarterbacks prior to Jaworski, and they sucked. Well, it goes without saying. But the uniforms that they had in the early 70s, they're going to be doing a throwback game this year with that, and they showed Jalen Hurts with the old school Eagles helmet and the old school Eagles jersey. So that now I don't know if this was BS or not, but it looked cool to have Jalen Hurts in that old uniform.
Yeah, I think they should personally. I know we're probably going to be wearing them throwbacks a few times throughout the season, but I did see something on Twitter saying that on Christmas Day we should wear the throwbacks, and the Giants were playing the Giants on Christmas Day. They have like a red jersey that they should wear. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Do you have your game set for the season yet, Captain?
I got my games in Vegas all set. My away games, the only 2 away games that I know I'm going to is the week 2 in Buffalo and I don't know what week it is, but the Miami game in November I'm going to. Both games I'm going with Hollywood, but I'm not sitting next to Hollywood in Buffalo. I'm sitting close to them because I didn't get my tickets in time. So I'm front row in Buffalo, and he's front row in Buffalo, but we're like a section apart. But in Miami, we are front row, corner end zone right next to the Raiders tunnel, which is like the same spot I was at a couple years ago.
Got you. I'm sure I'll see you at a Raiders game. I sometimes, when I'm watching Red Zone and they put the Raiders games on, I'm watching them and I'm like, oh, there's Captain Jack.
If it's an away game, I'm usually in the front row, usually. So it's easier to see me at an away Raider game than it is for a Vegas game because I'm not in the front row always there because I have my seats, which are like row 5 next to the tunnel, but you might see me.
Yeah.
But it's cool. I mean, I don't care. You know, is it cool to be on TV? Yeah, I'm not going to lie. It's cool to be on TV, but it's not like one of those things that, you know, it's like, oh my God, I paid all this money and I didn't get any TV time. No, because I'm hanging out with people and enjoying myself. That's what the best thing is about football.
I'm sure I'll make it to a few home games this year. I kind of have some road games I want to go to, but you know, I don't know. I'm sure I'll be at a home game there this year. And I'm always out there tailgating for the games early in the season, so.
Good night, Doc. Thanks again for being here, brother. Yeah, Doc's with the Boston, one of the Boston. He's like Xavier. Well, Xavier at least is a true Boston fan, but Doc has been a Boston fan for like 40-something years. So he's real. He's real. He knows he was there when the Patriots sucked and had Steve Grogan and Plunkett at quarterback. So it's been a while. And thanks, Clayton. Yeah, thanks for hitting the likes on the way out. But yeah, now I got to ask, because I know that you were doing like the technical school and like the JUCO. How are things? Because again, we're getting close to the end of the year there. How I haven't asked in a while. Are things good?
I finished this semester. I was in a college program. I finished that, and I'm actually going to be getting a job at a sports complex.
Okay, you're going to get a job at a sports complex?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
well, hey. That's good.
They
You know,
have, like,
it's a
they
job
have like
doing
birthday
stuff
parties
that you
there and
want.
everything. I'll set up for like events and set up sports equipment and everything. So, yeah.
Hey, as long as it's a job that you like to do, nothing bad with that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So,
okay. Well, what now? You said that the Phillies won two straight against the Cubs. Thank God, because the last time I saw they lost to the Cubs, it must have been like the game 1 of the series.
Yeah, they lost Friday night like 10-2.
Beat the crap out of them.
Yeah.
Okay. And was this at home?
Yeah, we were home.
Okay, because I saw Jamie dressed in his Phillies paint, and I'm like, oh, I guess they're at home.
Yeah, he was at one of the games today, I think.
Yeah, good to see that. Now, do you ever get a chance to see Jamie if and when you go up?
Yeah, I see him when I go up, and I'll see him, you know, at events and everything, or like games and everything. I wanted to go to his charity event last weekend, but I didn't get the opportunity to. But
yeah, well, I mean, it's still that you're supporting him.
And then we just had our autism event yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's, you know, doing that, and I'm hoping to do that next year. We'll see.
Well, that's cool, man.
Yeah,
that's cool.
But
all right. Well, any burning issues that you got to throw out there, because again, it's your time to shine. Gabe was on earlier. We had Gabe on. We had I said we had Raider fans as well. We had non-Raider like the gentleman just got off was a Broncos fan. So we're across the board, man. We're across the board. We got everybody here. Burning issues are now one for you, and I think the answer to this is no. Will the Phillies make the playoffs this year? To me, the answer is no.
Yes. Yes.
You agree with me?
No, I don't.
Oh, so you think that the Phillies will be in the playoffs? Is that because you think that Harper's going to inspire them? Because there's a lot of injuries there.
I think I'm hearing a lot of rumors that we're doing something at the trade deadline. I don't think they realize how bad they're struggling, and if they don't fix the little pieces, then I think, I don't want to say some changes need to be made, but there's obviously I don't see how the way we're playing right now, you couldn't fix the little pieces that you need to fix to make the playoffs again. We have issues at first base. We got some pitching issues. I think they're going to be fixed, and I think they'll get us into the playoffs. And I know everyone's saying, oh, my God, we paid all this money for Turner. He's not doing anything. I think come June, July, come midsummer, he'll have his peak, and he'll start going crazy.
I know that when I saw Turner in the preseason, he was doing everything. I mean, he was a highlight machine, was batting, and I'm being facetious when I said he was batting 900, but it was close. I think he was batting in the sevens. So he just had a wonderful spring training, and then of course he did all of that in the World Baseball Classic. So he's got it's just got a chance of coming around. Philly, did I lose you?
No, I'm here. Yeah, definitely. That's why people are saying to me I don't know about Trey Turner. I'm like it's fine. It's fine, okay? It's not, I know we're not happy with it right now. I know it's not what we want, but it's gonna start getting into a rhythm, and we're gonna be the team that we were last year coming, We're gonna be surprised with how much we turn around, I feel like. Do I think we're gonna make it back to where we were last year? I mean, all we need to do is win one more game. All we need to do is win one more game, and we're World Series champions, So can it happen? Of course. Do I think it's going to right now? Very unpredictable.
Yeah.
Because like you say, they could turn it around and we could be right back where we were last year, or they could, be like we've seen them for the past 11 years. So
now I got to ask this, and we're almost up at the top of the time, so I got to get out on this. I didn't watch the NHL draft. Where did the Flyers end up getting their first pick? Seventh?
Yes.
Wow. Now that was actually below what the odds were, because I think they had like number 4 or 5 as far as where it looked like they were going to go.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bummer. So I hope there's somebody worthwhile at 7.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, I had to ask. I didn't mean to bum you out.
It's fine. I mean, I don't care. I haven't watched a Flyers game in a while, so they have new ownership now and everything. But I'm casually watching the NHL playoffs, but I can't say I really care when it's not your team and you're not a big hockey guy. It's it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
But,
well, partner, I got to get do my outro. I thank you for being here. You definitely made it a good 2-hour show, because I wasn't doing hemming and hawing for the last portion of the show. So thanks for coming in, man, and best to you as well.
Of course, Captain. Have a good one. Thank you.
You take care, man. It's Positive Philly, man. Got to have a positive day with Positive Philly. And hopefully, like I said, if you're still watching, thank you. Like, share. Give me comments after the show. It gets the I can't remember what it's called. Analogy, acronym, anagram. One of those. Algorithm. There you go. I knew it was an A. Gets the algorithm up. Thanks again. We will be back Wednesday, 7:30 Eastern time. Wild Wild West show, where we talk about the AFC West. Can't wait to start doing the double headers, with the NFL Nation Live. That's coming before the first game. So we'll get back to NFL Nation Live. We'll do that as well. Can't wait. But remember, Wild Wild West, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesdays. We're doing it, brother. So take care. Everybody have a great week at your job, and I hope I will too. We'll see you Wednesday. Maybe I'll do something Tuesday. If I get a wild hair up my butt, we'll do something. Take care, everybody. Yarr.